What do you mean?
There's nothing to saw quizzes.
Maryland. You can offset the quizzes with the test.
No, there is no test.
Not in this one?
No.
Why didn't I do better on the quizzes then?
Oh, wow.
That brought me back down.
I had to punch something, dog. I'm not happy. Why did I get the better numbers? Or the right ones?
Okay, Oshiman's here. Okay, Mr. Colin is back here. Okay, Sam's up there. Go to Marcelo. Okay, Brandon is over there. Aaron. Okay. Anthony, Chris, Angelo, Bruce.
Gator bait.
Gator bait. Yes, exactly what I got.
Yeah, that I did too.
Oh, we have a wrong. We have a.
Did you guys? What did you guys?
I get the same thing.
What number?
5. I get 643.
6,643,000.
Okay, Adriana's not here. Okay, everybody got it? Got it back? Yes? Okay, let's pull up that spreadsheet.
Oh, before.
Okay. All right. So let's start with this one. Let's kind of work our way through it. All right. So using the time value of money calculator, just going to blow it up a little bit. Again, this is from last week. Okay. So in the first one, we are solving for the term. All right, and specifically what we are told is a loan amount of $1 million. Okay, we have a mortgage interest rate of 6.25. We have a monthly payment of $65, $96, $69, and the payments are made at the end of the month, so 0 for the begin end, and the future value is going to be 0. We're asking for what is the loan term in years. In years, it is 25 years. Okay, I know a couple of you put 300, but that would be 300 months, not years. Okay, all right. Everybody good with that one? Yes? Okay, moving on. Number 2. All right, $500,000 loan, 15-year term. Payments of $41,883.29. Assume the payments are made at the end of the year, so once again, 0 there. And assume that the loan is fully paid off at the end of term, therefore the loan balance is 0 for the future value. What is the interest rate on this loan? Should have gotten 3%. Okay? Everybody good with that one? Okay? Question number 3. Okay. This one, got the 30-year loan. You've got 5.5% interest rate. You've got the monthly payment made at the beginning of the month, meaning you had to put a 1 for begin mode. Okay, so that was a problem for a couple of you. The monthly payment was $5,000. So you should have ended up with 884,644,94. If you had assumed it was at the end of the month, you'd have gotten 880,608, okay? So that was, once again, beginning of the month, all right? All right, moving on, question 4. Okay, in this case, we've got a 15-year mortgage and a 2.5% interest rate. And the mortgage amount is $7.5 million. And in this case, it's going to be end of the month. Hold on, annual payments. 15 years, 2.75, loan is 7.5. And we've got to make it as annual, so it's one payment per year. So 616, 943.80 should be the answer for that one. Okay. All right. And this one, and then just because I am such a wonderfully nice, generous guy, you are actually going to get credit for this one. Because, so in other words, you're going to have about a 12-point curve. Okay, so whatever your test says,
Oh, I
add
balled
12.
out.
Okay.
I balled out.
All right, so this one is tricky, and it is purposely tricky, but unfortunately no one got it. So therefore, I'm not going to hold anybody accountable. If no one got it, then I pretty much assume, yeah, no one got it. All right, so this one, what you've got is 10-year loan. You have a 7.14% interest rate compounded monthly, but it's an annual payment, okay? And you've got $1 million loan amount and a $50,000 payment. So what you actually had to do was go down and use the effective interest rate calculator and put in the 7.14% rate to convert it to an effective interest rate of the 7.3784, and then that pops in up here as your interest rate. So then the answer that you actually get is a negative future value of negative $1,334,542. So the lesson to be learned from that one was you had to use an effective rate of interest as opposed to the stated rate of interest, because I mixed and matched on purpose the monthly versus annual, okay?
What number was that, 5?
That would be number 5,
I have something written differently.
okay?
It says 154. Oh, maybe that was me.
Okay.
Alright, never mind.
All right, moving on.
What?
Cash flow calculator. Okay? So in this case, all you're going to do is you're going to put in the cash flows of the $75,000 outflow, and then $10,000 a year inflow for 10 years, and then just simply write down the numbers for the internal rate of return of 5.6 and the net present value at the discount rate of 7.25 would be 68.72 for your net present value. Okay, does that make sense? Yes? Okay, moving forward. Okay. For the other one, this is a monthly cash flow, and in this case, you start out with an initial investment of $50,000, $5,000 a month for 6 months, and then $6,000 a month for the remaining 6 months. And then just simply, once again, solve for internal rate of return, so you should have gotten 52.2%, and then with a discount rate of 5.25, that would have made your NPV $14,084.44. Okay? Everybody good with that?
Yes.
Okay? All right, moving on. Okay? There was no excuse for anyone missing the next 3 questions. And thankfully, only a couple of people did miss, but all you should have to do in this case is for the cap rate calculator, put in the rate, which was 8%, put in the value of the project of $725,000, and then that gave you an income of $58,000. Okay? So that would have been the answer for question 8. The answer for question 9 was you had to put in an income of $150,000 a year, put in the value of the project of $1.725 million, and then you'd have gotten 8.7 as your cap rate. Now then, question 10, I made ever so slightly tricky. All I did here was, and I underlined it, I said the projected monthly income was $8,000, so you had to multiply $8,000 times 12 months to get $96,000 for your income, and then use the cap rate of 6%, which gave you $1.6 million as the estimated investment value. Okay? Any questions on that one? All right, moving on. Okay. The loan amortization calculator. Okay, so this one, what you do is, if you look at the amortization calculator, it says use the payment column to put in your numbers. So we go back up here to the payment column, column E, and look at what we've got. This is monthly payments, so we're going to change that to months. We come down. This has a term of 30 years. Pop that in. 5% interest rate. And the mortgage is $500,000. Oops. Okay. And let's see what else we got here. So we got payments, 5% interest rate, 30 years. Okay. That should be okay. Now, once we've got all that in, then we come down to the amortization calculator, and it's asking us, give us the cumulative interest for months 13 to 24. So you just pop those in, start period of 13, ending period of 24. Then cumulative interest should be the 24,455.06. Cumulative principal, 77,54.24, and then total paid, 32,209.30. Okay. Now this one is also part of the reason I am giving you a little bit of a bonus, because it is effectively, it gives you 492, but the correct answer is actually 484. And for whatever reason, and I'm baffled at what the problem is, because when you work at using the calculator, you definitely get 484, 868, but here, for whatever reason, we are getting 492. So I'm just going to, that's why I'm giving you the partial credit for that, or not partial credit, but giving you full credit for that. So that's part of the 12-point curve. Okay? And then finally, the effective interest rate calculator. Here, all you're doing is you're putting in the initial interest rate of 8.25, and then solving for the effective rate, and you get 8.5692. Okay? Any questions? Okay, so once again, take whatever your raw score is on that is written out, add 12 points to it, and that is your score. Okay? Make sense? Sure.
No, I'm just saying.
No, I mean, that's fine. I mean, I'm going to record it that way, is what I'm saying. Okay, all right, turn those back into me.
Oh, I was going to give it to you.
You're closer.
Oh.
Now keep in mind that once again, for these, you get to drop your lowest score. Okay?
I? Oh, I?
Okay.
Keep that one from earlier.
Yeah, so far I have an 83 for God's sake.
Okay, so we got everybody's? Okay.
I'm still banking on it. I only need a second graduation.
Everybody?
I could get to.
I guess you don't want to get up.
I thought last semester I was going to like blow ahead guess.
The only rules are
Oh, I'm sorry? Okay.
Well, if you sit in the back of the
Okay.
class and your computer doesn't work right, it can be
No, no, no.
frustrating.
Okay. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is the benefit of you being in the afternoon class is I'm going to give you the quiz back, and we'll go over the quiz for this morning. Okay? All right. Chris.
I gave everybody 100.
Okay, and low.
But I gave, you said be humble. I gave myself an 8.
Is Isabel, she's not here, is she?
Dude, you never do that.
He told us to.
He did.
Yeah, they always do that.
Of course I wanted to. I got an A this last week. My midterm, I got like, no, this is different. This is like, and is in Mario. All you have to do is the work.
Yeah.
He's actually, oh, you know, learn amazing. Yes. You were playing it, bro. You were playing it. Okay, this is the opposite place, right? Yeah, this is where you guys are trying to make your money stuff. Yeah, this is us making money side. This is his other side. It's like good and evil. This is his evil side. We don't care about anything but making money.
No, that's what he's on the undergrad. Yeah.
But he teaches these other layers, like, let's save the tree world.
Well, he makes it.
He teaches them.
Yeah. He has the yoga.
Thank you, sir.
You know that?
Is he yoga? He's always
Yoga
sweating this kid. He's always sweating. So what is the? I can remember how to come here. See this thing, I know. I practiced last night. So the first class that I had with him, it was on the game. It was on the game. So every time I calculated something, the first class, I gave first class. It set me back a whole week. So I really didn't know. So it was very challenging. You self-asking.
You're in.
So you're gonna
Marcella. I'm not sure. Ryan is back
this
here.
one here. One of these. It said Alex from the beginning. It said annuity due, and I didn't. I calculated it wrong. And it came back.
Okay. Does everybody have their quiz? Does everybody not have their quiz? Okay, Mo, we're on you.
Every question you should put something. You should put something. Everything the answer you get right. Why don't you put something?
Okay, to expedite this, I am going to give you probably somebody else's answer sheet, okay? Or not answer sheet, but their question sheet. Okay, is that okay with everybody?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, just make it quicker. Otherwise, I'm going to find everybody again. So let's just. Okay.
I think it's happy hour somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, you're good? You sleep? Fine.
Oh God, I don't know why I like this kind of pain. Fails looking good.
Good.
I wonder if old Professor Forgy's going to grade our freaking project. You know, where's the one that we just did in marketing?
Okay. That it?
Yeah,
Everybody good with that?
that was a tough deal.
Yeah, me?
Submitted with 1 minute left.